Hey everybody, good morning. Morning Infinity, Jeffrey, Messina, Nikki, Maurizio, Pat, Sergio, Dan, Don, Merle, George, Craig, Francois, Yavar, Rongamer. Yeah, spicy morning. Are you not entertained? Uh, in different places yesterday, I speculated that we may see a final flush out just based on the corrective nature of the price action off the low from a couple days ago. We're darn close to getting that lower low now. Um, Need to bring everything back into alignment. The S&P 500 cash index with the futures index. One more flush, and this could be it. This could be the bottom. What's gonna be funny, CNBC out there like crazy yesterday. All the pundits saying how bad a Strong's job report was gonna be. Um, it's gonna be just cause epic failure of the market. Gonna go down the toilet. So what's going to be funny is at the end of the day, if we're positive, if we actually just spike down, find a bottom, and take off and get on the path, that's entirely possible. We do that today. Now, if you've been with me for very long, you know that I have this adage where we don't typically find a bottom on a Friday. It's like 95% of the time, if we make the lowest low of a trend, it's not going to stick on a Friday. There's that 5% of the chance, 5% of the time that we could make that lower low on a Friday. So just because it's a high probability thing to make a lower low Monday or Tuesday, don't think that if we get a strong reversal, we're coming back. All right. So we may see that strong spike down, find a bottom, take off. If we get like a 150 point up day at the end of the day, off the low, whatever it might be, freaking be careful. Don't necessarily get caught up in, it's not being wrong that costs you the money. I mean, I say this over and over. It's not being wrong that costs you the money. It's staying wrong. Like, don't be convinced that we have to make a lower low just because 95% of the time we do it. In the face of evidence that this is one of the 5% times. So I just wanted to say that before I jumped into more charts and stuff like that. So keep it in mind. Like, this could be that 5% of the time. Anyway, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. This game is tough, all right? Smartest minds in the world playing against each other. People with tons of money and people that have amassed tons of money don't like to lose money. So they will stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent in your smaller account. And past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. I may never get another thing right again. Just because I predicted in the past or something happened in the past doesn't mean that we're going to get it right in the future. This presentation here intended to be informational, educational, fun, entertaining. Hopefully, it is not a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument. Don't buy stocks, don't buy bonds, don't buy cryptos, don't buy futures, don't buy options, don't buy Forex. Don't buy it, don't sell it, don't do anything with it. All right? Trading is dangerous. But, I mean, some of us tend to get some stuff right, right? And, if you trust me and want to follow me, link is in the description. You can click down there and come join me. Now, if you want to chat with me like these fine folks on here, you got to be a subscriber. But if you need personal financial advice, you got to hire and consult a financial advisor. So, with all that said, if you want to be a subscriber, right here, click the button that's right there. It's a little green overlay with my logo on it. Click that. You can be a subscriber. You can chat just a few moments after you subscribe, and you can chat on the live stream. Now, if I'm no longer live, that only works while I'm live. If I'm no longer live, you got to leave a comment down below. And hey, there's Kimberly. She's not feeling so great today. And anyway, so if you want to go deeper with me, I'll be in Discord after the show, and there's a link in the description. So while you're leaving a comment, expand the description, hit the more button, and there's like a link for $5 to get in Discord if you want it. And you get a watch list and my favorite indicator that I'll show you here in a minute. I use it on all the charts. So anyway, Morning, morning. Yeah, it might be dangerous. Thanks, Shane. I try to be a good navigator. Now, S&P right here, looking like we may do this final flush out. I kind of drew this for one of my services yesterday, that this may be kind of the path. We may see a dip down in this area, somewhere around 4,200, maybe as low as 4,160. We've looked at this chart over here, not that one, this one right here, a whole bunch. And 4,160 right down here. Entirely possibly we go visit that. We kind of were parked right here yesterday. May need one more flush. And it may not end the day with a more flush. We may end up actually positive on the day, which would be absolutely crazy, but we may get one more final flush out. So this is like where bottoms are made. All right. This is I feel like today it may run into next week, but today it seems like we may be ending this downtrend. All right, be careful. Please be careful. Please, please, please be careful. We're about to find the bottom of this downtrend. All right, this correction is about to be finito. Finished. Done. Like this correction that we started back here in July. Now, I warned that for a long time that we were going to come up and we were going to retrace back to the roadmap line. And we've gotten a little bit below it. And if we go to a 3-day chart, we would still have a little bit lower to go. And look, the 3-day 4160 comes all together right there. Be careful. We can see a spike down to 4160. All right. But we're closer to the bottom than we are to continuation at this point. Everything's pointing. Like there's divergence building in the price action. Everything is supporting that we're going to get one more little push down and then probably reverse out of here. It's probably not going to last much longer. All right. Today, Monday, Tuesday. I mean, it could run a little bit next week, but it's looking like this thing's done. All right. Please be careful being overly bearish. I've seen it a lot in the market. I mean, I've seen it a lot in the mainstream media. I've seen it a lot all over the place. Please be careful listening to all that crap. All right, the fear is at epic levels. We have the S5FI, which is telling us that we're about to reverse. It's down here in the reversal zone, under 20. We usually reverse this baby. We got the dip. We've come up, may make another dip, and then we may rock it out of here. All right, usually we see a spike up above the 20 and another dip. That's just typically what we do on S5FI. The stock's above the 50-day moving average. See, we typically dip down, retrace up, dip one more time, and take off. Dip down, pop up, dip one more time, and take off. Dip down further, dip down. That was a big correction last summer. But when we make a low, we typically rip right back out to the 80. That one just a little blip, and then right back up. Roll back through here a long ways. Touched, right back up to 80. So every time we come down here, we typically run right back up to the top. Things have gotten a little overly bearish. We're probably going to go back up to the top. Today is indicating it's one of those last final flush out type moves. All right. Any questions before I move on? Hey, Sledge, happy Friday. David, Harry, and Andreas, Valerie, Alan, Michael. Good to see everybody, as always. This is not a request show. I just want to throw that out there. This is not a request show. I'm looking for stuff moving today, stuff to pay attention to. And I have a request show on Tuesdays. So if you got requests, Tuesday's where it's at. Or you can pay the $5 and come in Discord and ask me all the chart questions you want. The question I hate the least, or hate the most, well, not really hate, but I dislike this question the most, is what are your thoughts on, fill in the... I don't like that question. Like, my thoughts are I don't watch that chart 99% of the time. Like people ask me about that. And which means I probably don't have any thoughts about it. So don't ask that question. If you got a question like that, say, hey, I'm looking at XYZ to go long. I think it's bullish. Do you agree or disagree? Or something like that. That's a much better question for any guru. All right. Anybody you ever ask about a chart, don't say, what's your thoughts? So I already talked about that, Anthony. If you want to rewind, I already hit that. That was the first thing that's kind of like my starting monologue. So anyway, all you got to do, pull the little slider back on YouTube and go back and hear it. Now, yes, right here. We haven't made a lower low yet. So right there. Haven't made a lower low. We hold the higher low. Now, the key at this point, the price that matters the most. If we break above this high we had right here at 6:30 this morning, if we get above that, we're probably done with this correction. All right. You can pop up the ES chart. You can put an alert at 43.05. We break through that and get any kind of like, close above that, especially on the daily. That's it. We're probably not coming back here for a while. All right. Even lower low or not lower low, it doesn't matter. We break above 43.05. This correction's probably done. Simple as that. All right. Right there on your chart. That's for ES, not for S&P 500. That's for ES. 43.05. We get above it. This thing's probably fully cooked. Not coming back. Probably for a while. In Q, lower low. Beautiful. Lower low than here, not than over here. We could get one more flush down. Fill that gap. So watch out. All right. This was a big correction so far. This thing can end up one more spike down. Can finish this baby up. In Q, yes, all in alignment. Am I a little bit excited? Yeah, I'm a little bit excited because this thing is about done here. Bounced right off the Russell 30-minute roadmap line. Classic price action. Drop right down. Looking for support right around 1712. Could see this thing pop right on down here, 1712. Wrap it up. So, do you have a no return number for NQ? I don't know what no return number means. I mean, we're going to have to break above up here to 15. You're saying that we won't come back down again? Probably 15,100 on NQ right now. This is a little sloppier, not perfectly, not all clean. This wasn't a higher high than here. So this is not as clean. This is showing more corrective type action. We don't have that potential reversal in place. All right. Not quite as clean. This one looks like it wants to flush one more little time. All right. Did Russell oil? Well, not 3 day, 1 day. Sometimes I get lucky. We touched into the target. This thing can find the bottom. Look at that. Touched right in there. Does it have to go all the way down and touch the roadmap line? No, it didn't have to go all the way. That's why I drew a big oval. We touched in there. Last time, kind of touched. Didn't quite come all the way into the roadmap line. This is getting close to the bottom here. We're going to watch for a reversal pattern on oil. Also, that can take us right up, potentially in the 100 area on oil on the next run. GC also firing off my alerts today. touching in the target. Pretty much touched the bottom of the target. I mean, like that was the full target reach today in the pre-market. Watch for reversal on gold. So lots of things looking like a reversal is going to get cooking here. Bitcoin sitting back on the roadmap line, particularly on the spot chart. Right there, touched right in the roadmap line. Futures running a little different. Again, pretty beautiful pattern. Holding strong, we break above this stuff. Sets us up for the next extension. So far, rejected the 618. Classic. Make a higher low. Classic. 28.9, 29.4 would be the next upside targets before the next retrace. And yeah, there you go. Ethereum looking a little more bearish. Still sitting in that consolidation we've been in since August. Trying to break up. I don't know. Looks like it needs one more flush. Could it do the flush while Bitcoin takes off? Sure. Sure can. They can decouple. And dollar looks like it wants to keep on rallying, holding the uptrend so far. 108 is kind of the target zone on dollar. Stuff actually moving today. PXD, nice pop. Looks like it's going to come right back down. That's up into the resistance right there. It did the head and shoulders. So I'll probably just take that off the chart at this point. Doesn't really matter anymore. And yeah, resistance there. If we get a daily close up there, and when I define these zones like this on the daily chart, you got to get a daily close above this kind of resistance to indicate we're going to 254 or 266, or even this bigger target up here around 280, 290. RMD. That's pretty bearish. So these guys make ResMed. I don't know who has a CPAP machine made by ResMed, or knows somebody, or has a family member. So ResMed makes CPAP machines. Wegovy and our two buddies, Lilly and NVO, Nora Novadisk, making the weight loss drugs. If you're not fat, you don't have as much need for a CPAP machine. So Wegovy and Ozempic showing amazing weight loss in a lot of people, and med tech stuff suffering. We've had this conversation going in Discord for a little while. Yesterday I posted a bunch of articles about it. So yes, it's awesome for CPAP and stuff like that, but the demand moving forward may be in decline for CPAP machines. So be careful, all right? It's like fast food's getting hit, junk food's getting hit, med tech, things that support our bigger people, obese type people, your CPAPs, your diabetes, your fatty liver disease, all that sort of stuff, all getting hit. So watch out for stuff like ResMed. Now, can this turn the corner? Yeah, at some point it probably will. So, but it may not be yet. Bang. Came back, bounced off the roadmap line. $163, $169, resistance up here around $153. TMV. Look at that, right in the target. Kapow. Next target up is up there at 58. That one hit the target. Where's my doubters at? This stuff works. Right? Now, is it just going to run right up there? Not likely. The high likely pattern is to retrace like this. Before we do that, that's the high problem. That's the most likely pattern. Now we could just park right here for a couple days and then reach up. That's the second most likely pattern is just to park right here for a couple days. It doesn't have to be as long as I'm drawing. Could just be 2-3 days and then pop like this. 618 is stronger resistance for going higher. I'm not sure I would bet much on going higher than 58. If you're long TMV, protect those profits. All right. Be careful. Protect those profits. This is, they can reverse right back down to 45. And it could revert, if 45 doesn't hold, we can come right back down into this zone right down here. And draw it as an oval right in like this area. All right. So if that doesn't hold, watch out for this move right there. Where does that come from? That high, that resistance. We get below that, watch out. All right. There you go on TMV. That's your potential upside. About $8 more. Potential downside, quite a bit. SIMO. Ugh. That's a gnarly chart. That's a gnarly chart. I actually did the echo, like, heck. That could be a bottom on that chart. Semiconductor. I wouldn't be interested really in chasing it anything until it's above that kind of roadmap line area. Probably should draw it as the orange line, not the. It's going to do that until we're back above that. NUVL. Nice. Pop. There's a biotech. Be careful on biotechs. They don't always follow my patterns. And that one looking pretty wicked. Obviously, they got something that's interesting. There's resistance at 64 and then 117 above that. TBT. Wow. What a move. Oh, man, look at that. Right to 42. Man, I wouldn't have expected that. And then 46 is the next target up here. Right up there. Punch it right on up in there. Ultra short treasuries. Epic decline in treasury. 20-year treasury. Let's see. EOG. That. I'm not sure on that one. Straight up, not sure. That chart's not awesome. Could be an echo. Echoes are this simple. That pullback, man, echoed right there. Upside, right there. You don't even have to use the fib tools. Look, you just draw. Just draw lines. It's just the line tool right there. All I did was just draw that move right there, project it right up here. If we hold support and turn positive, target's right up there. And look. Haha, it corresponds with where it topped before. Can be that simple. UVXY, nice little pop, but be careful. The market just opened, it sounded like. Getting a little pop, but this is coming up into resistance. This thing is a decaying asset. Resistance band right here. I don't think we're going on an epic pop. I think we're fine at the bottom, so it might be prudent to find a position in SVXY. We didn't quite get 15%. We got 13.7%. I took a long in SVXY about 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Maybe it's Friday. I don't know. No, it was Monday. think it was Monday. No, I think it was Tuesday. Looking at the chart, Tuesday, I think it was. Um, I bought that position, and I bought it out to like January or maybe December. Ah, heck if I know. I can't remember the trade. It was not a large position, just a couple of calls out to like January. Give it a 3-month run. Because look, if you haven't seen this before, every time since COVID, here's the COVID drop. Every time we've done a little like 15 to 20% pullback, in the coming month or so, we rally right back up to where we were on SVXY, if not going higher. Every time. That's like 14 times. We had an outsized long duration before getting a pullback right here. I should color that something different so that it that period of time between this drop and this drop right now that we've got was extra long compared to all the times in between. This one right here, likely over the next month to month and a half to return right back up. So you want to give yourself extra time if you choose to do this. All right. I didn't go big, just a few calls. I think it's pretty much done. Could it drop onto the roadmap line? Sure. Is this a decaying asset? No, this one's not. UVXY is, SVXY is not. All right. Getting alerts like crazy. So the market must be like finding a bottom or something, man. Getting alerts like crazy. Anyway, Adobe. And we're going to start the decliners here. Adobe getting a hit a little bit. Down $5. Tesla reducing prices, but that's still a bullish setup. I mean, let's be honest. This still, like, we didn't even take that candle back. You're like, oh my gosh, investors don't like the price reductions. That's still a bullish setup. We're still holding that uptrend of the lows. Be careful betting against this. It made the top shorts list last week. Elon doesn't like it when Tesla hits the top shorts list. He does things that make it go up. All right. I'm just throwing that out there. Earnings are coming up though, so be careful. We'll see. We'll see. There's debate. Does it go down? I don't know. Does it rally? Do they do a Cybertruck launch? Do they, what can they pull out of the back pocket to screw the shorts? Be careful. All right, just be careful. SMCI, just chopping a little bit. Made the morning movers, but it's not moved much. It's an inside candle. That's lower high, so we may get a deeper correction. Be careful. That's not breaking through resistance on the upside, and it hasn't fully touched the roadmap line. It may take one more trip down here to fully retest the roadmap line. MDB top short list. Go on Twitter. That's my favorite place to find it. S3 is, there's a few different S3s, but you can go look at my Twitter. I have or Twitter X, whatever you want to call it. If you go look at mine, I follow the S3 that puts out the short list. MDB hunting for a bottom. If we can break, most aggressively, we break above this on a daily close. You could go long. That's an aggressive entry. More conservatively, you want to be above this one up here. And the targets are up here, like 468, 509. NVIDIA, I still expect it to go test the roadmap line. It could, this roadmap line and these lows may find themselves touching right out here. They may just chug sideways until such time as it all comes together right out here. FNGU, Still just sitting on the roadmap line. Not bullish, not bearish, not doing anything. There's no high probability anything until we get above this. And then same targets, 250, 280. But it's not doing anything at the moment. AEHR. Oh. Oh. Got slammed. That's a lower high. First move down. Second move down. Maybe find support at that one. Or the 1618. Could find it here. Do have that low right there. So we may spike. That may find support right there. Like that one may work. QQQ. I'd love to see this touch, all the way touch into the roadmap line. I'm not sure it's going to do it. I'd love to see it. Meta, just sitting sideways. It took so much energy to make that run and do that gap fill. Like for several weeks, I said if and when it fills that gap, it's just going to go sideways for a bit because that was a monster run. I mean, look at that. That was a monster run that took so much energy to do that. It's got to recharge. And it may sit here in that zone for months and maybe into next year before it can muster up another move. Be careful. It is likely to go touch the roadmap line. If it can flush down to the roadmap line, that recharges it. All right, one big correction, a corrective flush out. That's the way stocks recharge to go higher again. Netflix, hunting the bottom. Didn't get the gap fill, so this one's recharging energy. Yeah, this is kind of what I meant. And we want to see it hold this zone right over here. Don't want to see it get much below where it consolidated. I need to put that on the highs, not on the tip top. We topped there, we topped there, we topped here. Want to see it hold in this zone and go for the gap fill run. That gap comes from right back here in January 22. You may be like, well, they're announcing streaming rate raises again, and they're not gonna make it, and blah blah blah. Well, just watch out. There's lots of Head and Shoulders, and when everybody sees the Head and Shoulders, they tend to fail. I'll just put it that way. So be careful. All right. As PD says, if you liked anything I say to here today, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Maybe share it with somebody. Microsoft still churning, sitting right on the roadmap line. We break up, here's the most aggressive right there. Move up through that. See, we topped up there, rejected it. Most aggressive there. More conservatively up here. And we need to move that over. Still basically the same. Sets it up for 382, 402. XOM. Ouch. Right back down. I'm going to back test that. Yep. Yeah, channel we were in. We're going to back test that channel. That might be the bottom on XOM. Got left a bunch of gaps. Ugh. Gnarly. 125, 131. I think oil is going to go bullish here after it finishes the current correction. So watch for oil stocks to outperform again. SEDG. Solar Edge keeps going in the garbage. I forget who said I was full of crap when I predicted it was dropping to this area, but support right down here. PANW. $274. May touch the roadmap line again before I can get out of here. The that resistance all the way up there at 254 though. It's not a great setup the way that price action has made it junked up. Not my favorite. ZS, there's better stuff to look at. Let's just put it that way. Why do you have to trade PANW? You don't have to. I mean, there's plenty of other ways to make money in the market. ZS looks like it may retrace the roadmap line. I've talked about this several times the last few days. That's like 6 times, 7 times hitting resistance there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Plus all this stuff over here. That's a major resistance, and it's likely to come back to the roadmap line, build some energy, and then try to break through. If it can get through longer than a day or two, it may be able to stick. Snow. We break those lows. Watch out below. Head down to 100. If we can break out above this, we could go up to new highs, 205, 221, higher than we've had this year. New highs, not all-time highs. CRWD. Yeah, 183 looks kind of likely. Airbnb. Lower low. I'm going to have to rearrange all my numbers on this one. Didn't really change anything. Just added more resistance in here to going on up to the targets. There's saw an article yesterday that there is now a surge in Google Trends on selling your Airbnb properties. Google search trends. So the age of Airbnbs being a hot investment may be dwindling a little bit. CRM sitting in the roadmap line. We may see that one push a little lower. That would be an echo of the first drop coming down into this area. 193. Bulls just doing nothing, sitting on the roadmap line. Got to get above resistance to go higher. This is leverage. Be careful on leverage. Doesn't always follow my patterns. MSS. That's just crazy. 2 candles. Can't do anything with that. If that was an IPO, be careful. I don't know what this is. It doesn't have the little dinosaur for an IPO, but be careful. That thing can make a lower low. Amazon trying to find a bottom at the roadmap line. If we can break above that aggressively, the targets are up here. More conservative entry would be up here above 140. Looking for 150, 160. Same thing. Hadn't messed it up. Hadn't changed anything. And FSLR for solar. Oh, right to the 1618. Can it hold support there? I'm not sure. Didn't do the bounce off the 1272. So this is an echo extension. I mean, usually we see it hold like 100 to 1272. This is an extension. This is kind of indicating that this may be a downtrend. This may be a trend change. So be careful here. That was a move down to the roadmap line, a resistance at that 618.786 area. Now we're looking a little more aggressive to the downside. This can result in a bigger move down. Please be careful. And the support zone is like right in here. On a bigger move down. Could come down to that 77, 80 area right in here. I'd be like cut in half from where we are now. Be careful. That's indicating we're gonna get some acceleration. Be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. All right, bias for the day. There's a bunch of list was pretty long on the short side today. Seeing that 30-point down. I don't have the alerts for making a lower low yet. Zoom this up. That's a lot of junk drawn on the chart, isn't it? Let's clean it up a little bit. Bunch of junk. Because it's all drawn on like the 30-minute chart. So we got a little bit to go before we make a lower low. Would not surprise me. All right. If we make a lower low, 95% chance we make a lower low on Monday or Tuesday, but there's still that 5% chance that this can make a bottom and reverse out of here. All right. Be careful. Be careful, be careful. That was a corrective type move. Looking like that was it. Leading, that was a diagonal. Full retrace. Up, came up short. That gave me acceleration down. But when you look at the whole big trend, we're getting divergence like crazy. This thing's probably going to find a bottom today, maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday. The next I expect this thing to find a bottom in the next week or so. Look, there's an alert. I don't even know what alert that kicked off. I don't know. Maybe on a different SPX chart I had. Didn't see it on this chart. Anyway, watch out. This thing flush one more time. There you go. Now, lots of head and shoulders, but be careful. Be careful, be careful, be careful. Everything's looking very divergent, all right? The momentum is gone out of this move. ES was actually showing buyers on the drop. People going long for the day. And people were going long yesterday. So it's in like shorts from yesterday closing out today. So be careful, all right? All the things I watch are indicating that we're about to bottom in the market. This is not a setup for a bigger crash. Not right now. I'm just not seeing it at all. So please be careful. Please, please, please. I'll be back with you again Monday. If you want to hang out with me in Discord, I'm in Discord. I'll be on Ask the Pros today. Just the regular open session. I'll throw a link for that in Discord here after a while. It starts at noon, goes to 1. And like I said, I'll be back Monday doing the same morning monster, looking for the moving stuff. Hopefully we'll have found a bottom by then. But, I mean, there's always a chance that we didn't. Remember, Monday's Columbus Day, but the market's still open. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you